This video is a follow-up from the previous one that showed how to set up shared coordinates in the context of an architectural model. In this video, we'll look at how we deal with consultant models, MEP, structural, etc. We're going to start by creating a brand new systems project file from the systems template. We'll save this and call it proposed building underscore MEP. The first thing that we will do is just simply link in the architectural model. Perhaps I'll turn on the survey point and project origin and project base point. So we're going to link in the architectural model. We'll just leave it at origin to origin. Of course, it depends on how that architectural model was set up, but if it's created close to the origin like it should be, it should just drop in somewhere in place doing the usual setup steps. You want to make sure that it's positioned correct vertically. But then at this point, you can select it and simply acquire the coordinates if the architectural model has been set up with shared coordinates per the previous video. So as soon as we did that, we see that the shared coordinates point moved within this file to align with the shared coordinate system for the project. We're going to quickly add a few pieces of geometry. Like ductwork. And then I'm also going to add a light fixture here that's face-based. I'm actually just going to place it on the side of the exterior wall here. But ultimately I want to be able to show that this method of using shared coordinates won't break the host for anything like light fixtures on ceilings or on walls for wall sconces or anything else that's face-based. And then of course you should select that architectural model and also just pin it for extra insurance that it won't get moved at some point. So now we're going to save this file and then go into our architectural model, so the proposed building. Once MEP tells us that they've enabled shared coordinates properly, we can link in their model. For now, I'm just going to unload the site model, so we don't need to see that at the moment. So insert, link Revit, MEP, and in this case, now that shared coordinates is in play, we want to link it by shared coordinates. And it's going to drop directly into the right spot. Also a good idea to just select it and pin it, just to be safe. And then one last step here, just to kind of cover all our bases, we'll go into the site model. Whether or not you link in MEP here might not typically be the case, but and here's a file from a previous run through, so I'm going to pretend like that's not there, get rid of it real quick. So we're going to, but anyways, I was saying you might not link MEP into site, but you'd probably link structural. So any file that you need to have in the site file that's not the architectural model would follow the same standard workflow. MEP by shared coordinates, click, and then as soon as we do that, the model is in the correct spot. You can see the duct inside the building. So now the question is, what happens if the architectural model needs to move on the site? If you remember from the previous video, we don't do anything related to moving a building in the site model. We need to go back to the architectural model, and we select the survey point, and in this case I'm just going to move it like in one direction, a specific amount. In fact, I think I'll move it this way, 50 feet. So right off the bat we can see, if we in plan here and also in 3D, that the consultant model no longer aligns with the architectural model. The consultant models need to move their survey point the same exact amount, and that will make everything align. However, the question is, before they do that, when they open their model, will these things lose their host? And the answer, as we'll see here in just a moment, is they will not. That would be really bad and cause a lot of problems in terms of coordination and time to reestablish those hosts. So right away when we go into the MEP model, we can see that some things don't align and some things do. So the ductwork isn't aligning, but it actually looks like the hosted light fixtures have moved because they know the host GUID, so they were able to follow that. But of course this ductwork that's just floating in space didn't move. So we need to basically accommodate that by moving the survey point in the MEP or structural or whatever consultant model. So we're going to select it and we're going to move it that same amount. As soon as we do that, everything in this model now aligns. And in some cases, the hosted elements also might be floating off in space. And once we move that survey point, they will also move and be still hosted to their host element. I think these ones just moved because they were on a host that was perpendicular to the move. If light fixtures are hosted to a ceiling that's horizontal, I don't think they would have moved like these did. So we can go ahead and save this file, go back to the building file. Now that the consultants have adjusted their survey point in the architectural model, everything now aligns again. So once shared coordinates are set up, the only way you move buildings around is with the shared coordinates base point. So by selecting this in each of the building files, you never move a link and you never make any changes regarding moving a link or the survey point in the site file. Everything is done in the building files. And I think that's all I have for you.